The peace of Christ be with you all. Today is going to be a little topsy-turvy in how we have children's time and sermon and all of those kinds of things. So, I invite you to first, before we do anything else, open your hymnal to, let me make sure I get the right one here, Voices Together 529. And we will sing that throughout the next little while here. Okay, children, come on up here. Gather around here. You can kind of sit in a circle around what's on the stage. And without touching, I would love for you, actually, Jasmine, can you come up here a little bit? Yeah, there we go. I would love for you to describe for us what you see. Okay, make room for Jasmine there. There we go. Yeah, what do you see? Cloth. Mm-hmm. Is it beautiful? Does it look super neat and tidy? Got some definite no's on that. Okay. Does it look like it's very purposeful? No. So you all know it really is just a pile of cloth. That is what they are looking at here. Okay, well, we are going to use this to tell a story. So Riley and Ryan might just kind of give you little prompts as we do this. Just do what they prompt you to do, okay? And actually, I think you'll kind of be intuitive with this. You'll kind of know what to do as we tell the story. Genesis 1 through 19. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. Then God said, gotta get it ready. You get what comes next ready? Go ahead and give those two to the children. There we go. Then God said, let there be light. And there was, can you fling that up? Light. Show us the light. There you go. Okay. You're going to hold on to that cloth and keep using it. So if you've got a piece of cloth right now, be ready. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. Light over here. Darkness. You can go ahead and stand with your light and your darkness. All right. God called the light day, and the darkness God called night. And there was evening, and there was morning. Show us morning. The first day. And God said, let there be a dome in the midst of the waters. So God made the dome and separated the waters that were under the dome. Can you make those be waters under the dome? Let's see. There we go. Thank you. From the waters that were above the dome. And it was so. God called, can you make that into the seas? There. Maybe Max and Micah can help hold it and make water with it. There we go. Yes, thank you, Eliana. God called the dome sky. There was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And God said, let the waters under the sky be gathered into one place. Let's bring it down this way. And let dry land appear. Here, Andrew, can you hold on to this this brown cloth? There's the dry land appearing. And the waters that were gathered together, God called seas. And the waters, and the dry land was called earth. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the earth put forth vegetation. Yep, there we go. Andrew, can you be some vegetation there? Plants yielding seed and fruit trees of every kind on earth that bear seeds with the fruit in it. And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed of every kind, and trees of every kind, bearing fruit with the seed in it. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, and let them be lights in the dome of the sky to give light upon the earth." And it was so. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. God set them in the dome of the sky to give light upon the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from darkness. Hey, stars, can you go over to the night sky? Can you go over by Jasmine? Oh, that'll work. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. What do you see now? Do you still see a pile of cloth? What is it? Yeah. The earth. Yeah, you're the sun, that's right. God took something that felt like a pile of nothing and turned it into something. Yeah. Did you notice how there was separation? The night from the day, the seas from the waters above the earth, or like the clouds, the rain and the clouds, the earth from the seas. Now, I have a question. If there wasn't evening and morning, did you hear that? There was evening and there was morning. What would happen if we had no evening and morning? Yeah. If it was only dark, or if it was only light. With no moon and stars. It's a weird thing to think about, isn't it? The lights cue us to rest and to be awake. And if you didn't have any sleep or any waking up, you wouldn't live. We need that night and day for life. What if the waters of the earth and the waters above the earth were just all swirled up together? What would that be? Chaos. Yeah, we'd live in a permanent hurricane. Would it be easy to live in a permanent hurricane? No. That'd be hard, wouldn't it? What if the waters did not get separated from the earth, if it was just waters covering the earth all the time?
There would be floods.
There would be floods. What did you say? Yeah, there would be a flood.
And you would have to build your houses super tall and not let them.
Yeah, what would you even build your house on, right?
What?
Or be swimming all the time?
Swim down and go to the ocean floor.
Yeah. We'd have to become fish or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Noah's Ark is a nice story, but it only works for 40 days and 40 nights. We need that separation of the waters and the earth for life, for food, and for shelter. We need all of these boundaries that God put in place to give us life, to make it possible for us to live. In the beginning, God set up some separations, some boundaries, so that we can live. I'm going to ask you to stay in the circle so you can come on down to the circle as we sing verse 1. You can just leave the cloth on the stage. Did you hear what we just sang? That we, created in God's image, share inventive powers with God. And in that song, we asked God, who we believe is still creating, to show us what we yet may do. So God didn't just create boundaries so that we and all of creation could live. God invites us to help create, to be part of this thing that sustains life, to play with God. A couple of months ago, I spent 11 hours with 7 CMCers at a retreat. It was a retreat where we utilized theater improvisation as a spiritual practice. I left those 11 hours, which, yes, that's a very long time. I left those 11 hours feeling hopeful and inspired. We had 7 people coming together who had not done theater improvisation before. In fact, who had not done theater before, who jumped right in, who signed on for this adventure. And they didn't do it because they were just feeling so daring. They did it because they were ready to stretch themselves and ready to expand their toolboxes. They played and created and composed. But it was possible because we began each exercise with a set of boundaries. We created a playing space for each exercise. In improvisation, we use boundaries, or sometimes we call it rules for the game. We utilize that to free us to create. So we are going to do a little bit of improv today. Sometimes we say we like to show it instead of telling it. So I think if we do this, we can show what I'm trying to get at here. I asked Jonah to help because he's done a lot of this in his day. All right, so if I would say, hey, everybody, do something interesting. Pamela's like, There might be a few of you who would try something, right? But most of you are looking at me like, I'm not really sure what you mean by that. So instead of just telling you to do something interesting, I'm going to give you your set of boundaries. We are going to be creating a machine. And this is our playing space right here. Okay, the circle is our playing space. Anyone is welcome to join, and not everyone has to join. We will begin with one person in the center of the space, and I've appointed Jonah to be that one person. And he will do something that is repetitive, a repetitive action with a sound. So there's a movement and there's a sound for this. And he will need to choose something that he can keep doing for a long time. And that sound can be with your voice, or it can be percussive, like this, or a stomp, or something like that. And then one by one, you will add to it. We're trying to make one cohesive machine, one thing that all works together. So if Jonah starts something here, you're not going to come over here and do something completely unrelated to what Jonah has done. You will connect somehow to what he has started. Okay? Here are a couple of rules for this. Add on to what already is there. Do something you can do for a while. This is your playing space. Keep it not human. We want it to be machine-like. So, for example, instead of going, oh, hi, you might do something similar, but make it, huh? You see how that's more machine-like? Okay, so keep it machine-like. And don't overthink it. Okay? And no hitting anybody. All right, we're going to clear the center space, and you can add yourselves to it one at a time. Jonas, start us off. Add yourselves to it. If you have an idea, you can go ahead. Do something behind his F. Nice. Anyone else want to join? Good. Good, thank you. Excellent machine. Yes, give them a round of applause. So you see how those, knowing some rules, knowing what you were trying to do, helped you be free to try something, right? It was still a little intimidating. There are a lot of people looking at you. But you were able to try something. Boundaries give us focus. They helped us know what we were doing together, right? They give us a playing space in which we can get creative. They center us together, so we're doing one thing together. We could think of God as the divine master of improv. So did you notice that I didn't get in there and do the exercise with you? I could have. Anyone who's leading the game is the master of improv. I could have, as master of improv, if I was like, this is really falling on its face, they need some help, I could have gotten in there with you. But it's also about prompting people, giving people a nod, encouraging, and setting up the rules for the game, helping people know what they're going to do. We could think of God in that sort of way, giving us boundaries, encouraging us, getting in there with us sometimes when needed, offering suggestions, inviting us. Not only a player, but God does play, I think. And God invites us deeper into that adventure of creating something. You may all head back to your seats while we sing verse 2. Over these last couple of months, or several months, as we have worked together in conversations on this ministry focus, as we've developed it and adopted it and talked about it and preached about it, explored it, I've heard a question, and it is honestly one that I've shared. Why? Why does College Mennonite Church need more words? Right? We have a lot of statements. We have a lot of things we've developed together. We have a lot of things that we could put on the front page of a bulletin. A lot of things that help us say who we are and who we want to be. So why? This ministry focus is contextual. It is of this time and this place. And it is giving us our playing space right here and now. It is helping us to separate the day from the night so that we can sustain life, helping us to know what we are trying to create together so that we can freely enter that playing space and play together. It's our set of boundaries in which we get to play. Through Spirit-led conversations and discernment, God worked in this family of God to give us our set of boundaries for playful ministry. So here we are in something not meant to restrict us, but to free us. Not here to do away with who we've been and what we've done, but instead to bring forth new life that is sustainable. And God, the master of improv, is right here with us. God is walking with us and extending us beyond our narrow view of ourselves, rooting us in our divine image identity while sharing inventive powers with us, pulling us into an empowered and playful community. So, College Mennonite Church, we are off on an adventure. Sometimes our play is going to be as dramatic as those stars flung into the night sky, and sometimes it's going to be as subtle as a little noise that just adds a little something to what we are creating. Sometimes playing within these boundaries is going to mean releasing a particular ministry with a prayer of gratitude for what has been. Sometimes it's going to mean discovering a new ministry that makes sense contextually in this playing space. Sometimes it's going to mean rediscovery or re-embracing of a long-held practice. The last verse of our song that we'll sing in a moment here ends with, "Great Creator, give us guidance till our goals and yours are one." And as we embark on this adventure, that's our prayer. Let's sing verse 3.